ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can see all of my content, and when I upload new videos, you'll be the first to know. If you do like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and let's get started. So today I just wanted to talk about our homeschool routine and what we do. I was able to record a video for you the other day with what we do for our homeschool routine, and I wanted to explain it to you, but I just didn't have the time. As a mom of 3, 5, 3, and 1, they were just really busy in the morning. I tried to sit down, tried to explain things to you, didn't happen. So here we are. So when we wake up in the morning, we always like to try and do the same 2 things. 1, we do our high five, and 2, we have breakfast, and then we get started. So our high five routine in the morning, I just want my kids to know how to get ready in the morning, how to prepare themselves for the day, to set themselves up. So if you didn't see my last video, go ahead and watch that video. I'll try and find a link for you. But I created a poster. I drew my hand on a poster and I wrote morning routine, or I actually don't remember what I wrote, high five. So there are 5 things that I want my kids to know how to do, and those are 5 things that I think are really important in the morning for me to do to show them what to do. I want to set a good example. So 1, let's make our bed in the morning. I don't care if it's perfect. It doesn't have to be like you just walked into a hotel room, it hasn't been touched. I just want it to be made. So put your pillow in the right spot, throw a sheet over, throw your comforter over, bam. I'd rather have people walk in and see that than see a messy, unmade bed. 2, get dressed. I want them to learn how to get dressed themselves. I will dress our youngest, but a lot of times she's trying to put her pants on herself. Step 3 is brush your teeth. We have regular toothbrushes, they can brush their teeth, or I have electronic toothbrushes for the kids, my older 2 kids who are 3 and 5, because we've dealt with some cavity issues, and so they were recommended to us from our dentist, and they come with a game and they're awesome. You can connect the kids' Sonicare toothbrush to your phone, and it has this game and encourages them to brush their teeth for 1.5 to 2 minutes. And so they like to do that as well. In the morning, they get to brush their teeth, but at nighttime, we are more helpful. We floss, and we help them make sure that they get all of their spots in their mouths to get all the cavities. See, 4, they need to do something kind. So I want them to learn to have compassion on their siblings, to be kind to people, to just choose to do the right thing. And so I think it starts with just being kind in the morning. So that could be giving a hug, it could be helping someone else make their bed, it could be anything that they think is kind. And 5 is to pray. I don't have any prayers for them to memorize and just spout out. I'm teaching them just to pray openly to God. So in the morning time, my daughter knows, okay, dear God, please let me have a good day, be with me, amen. She knows that she can say that. She knows that she can say anything. She can just say, Lord, and then anything that she wants, she can say. So we're just teaching them to pray openly and to make it more personal in her relationship with God. That is our high five. As soon as you do it, you can go give the poster a high five. You can give yourself a high five. You can give your sibling a high five. You can give me a high five. Or you can just simply say, okay, I did it. As soon as everyone has done that, we all head downstairs and we have breakfast. Now, with breakfast, I want my kids to learn how to be independent and how to make sure that they can take care of themselves. So my 5-year-old makes her own breakfast. She can get the stool out. She really loves oatmeal. We have it in a spot where she can grab it without getting the stool. She can grab it. She needs the stool to get her bowl. She gets her bowl out. She'll rip off her top, fill it with water, put it in the microwave, finish, come over to the table, sit down, have her breakfast. While she's doing that, I can make the other 2 breakfast, which they normally ask for cereal. By the time that all of them are sitting down, I have a moment to go and make something for myself too. So by the time I sit down, they're all done and playing while I'm finishing breakfast. Then once I finish breakfast, we get into things. We get started with our day. And when I mean that we're not doing what they do in the public school, because we're at home. We get to choose what we want to do. And I want to make it work for me. I want to make it work for my schedule. I've tried doing lessons in the morning and that ended up not working. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and they all need my attention right away. in the morning. So what's worked best for us so far is dropping the morning stuff. We don't do a morning basket. We don't do morning lessons. We go out and we play. We are outside. We play. We either go to the gym, which is inside, and they have a huge jungle gym area where they get to play, or we go outside to a playground. We just go outside and ride bikes. We have our backyard, or we just play inside. We just play. We spend time together. When we're all done playing, they'll keep playing while we make lunch, or when I make lunch, or they'll help make lunch. Just depends on the day. And then we'll eat together at our table, and then the younger two will go upstairs for nap time, and my daughter Cora and I will sit down and we'll do her lesson. Since it's just the two of us, we can do it here at the table, which is what I prefer, or we could go outside, or we could go upstairs. It's really easy for us to move around. We've tried doing a morning basket and it just didn't work for us. So don't be afraid to try different things and see if they work for you in your family. Just because it works for your neighbor doesn't mean that it works for you. And the same goes for curriculum. There are so many different curriculums out there to choose from that you really just have to narrow down what works best for you and for your kids. Currently, we are using the Good and the Beautiful because it is free for kindergartners for language arts and math, and it's wonderful. We love it. But next year, we want to try something new. This year, we also tried something new. We tried a curriculum called the Peaceful Press. We did it for a month straight, full 100% in it to win it. We tried it. It just was not for us. It was too much prep, and it cost too much for us to buy all of the materials to make sure we had everything for the entire week, and different books and stuff. It just was really difficult. And then it wasn't stimulating enough for my kindergartner. She wasn't getting enough out of it. She wasn't learning everything she wanted. And so when we made that switch from the Peaceful Press over to the Good and the Beautiful, she's like, yeah, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted to learn. It's just more. And that's what she needed. So definitely gauge your curriculum off of what your kid needs. And then when you're trying it, if it's not a good fit, don't be afraid to try something else. For us, that was a little bit harder because financially, my husband's in the Coast Guard and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So we don't have the finances to just go out and buy new curriculum. Which is why I really love that the Good and the Beautiful does free downloads for kindergarten anyways. And we just did the basics. She's in kindergarten. She doesn't need a lot. So we're just doing language arts and math, and that's it. We're also part of a community called Classical Conversations, so she'll get some science and history and extra arts and crafts there. She also gets social time there. She's learning how to talk in front of a class there. She gets a lot out of that. But at home, we're just doing reading and math, language arts and math. So for those, we make sure to hit them each day, and if we don't, that's okay. We'll catch up later on. That's the beauty of homeschool. You make it work for you. You don't want to bring the public school to your home and say, I have to do these things every single day at a certain time. No, you have the freedom to say, okay, what works best for us today? And honestly, every single day, I'm doing a load of laundry at least one time during the day. And it might be during the snack. It might be while she's doing some independent work and I'm changing the load over. There's a lot that goes into just being a mom and being a stay-at-home mom with homeschoolers. There's a lot, and it's definitely doable. So you just have to look into your options, look into what curriculums you want, decide what you want to do, and then go for it. And that's it. And know that there are so many moms out there who are there to support you and who believe in the same thing. You just have to find a group of women or men, if they do it, who are homeschooling, same age kids. There are a ton of communities out there. We just love Classical Conversations because of everything it represents. Just having Christ be the center of it, and just all the rich history that's involved. It's just really a good program. You don't have to include anything special for your homeschool. If you do, that's wonderful. But if you're like me and just didn't know where to start, starting off small is great. I don't like it when I set high expectations and then I don't meet them. I want to just set expectations, meet those, and then I feel good about it. I actually went to school to be an elementary school teacher and am fully certified for Florida and Washington State, and ended up teaching in both states, and it was a wonderful time, and I never thought that I was going to homeschool until I had my own kids. I'm learning so much more how school isn't just tests and taking those tests and being in school from 8 to 3 for the kids. It's so draining mentally and emotionally for them. And so when they get a homeschool, they're in a free space and environment for them to just process all of their emotions and feelings and just to learn from you. So with my kindergartner, we school, like formal lesson school, probably a maximum of an hour each day whenever we do it. If we do school and we end up just doing like one lesson, they could take 10 minutes. So it can take anywhere from like 10 minutes to an hour, and that will be it. And some days we don't do language arts and math. Some days we do Draw Right Now, where she's learning how to draw, and then she'll write down a little blurb about what she drew. Some days she just does Explode the Code and just works on her phonics. Some days we just use our Play-Doh, which is right here, and I have some Play-Doh mats, and we are just working on different motor skills. There's so much learning to be done through just playing and being together, especially just being outdoors and exploring the earth. It's just a big playground to learn from. Also with our homeschool, my kids are learning how to cook. My kids are learning how to do dishes. My kids are learning how to clean up after themselves. They're learning how to take responsibility. My kids are learning a lot more from the day-to-day than if they were just sitting at a desk and wondering when is snack time, when is recess, when is lunch, or we have to take a test and I have to study for it, which as a kindergartner, you should not have to take a test. So that's one of the fun things about homeschooling, is you get to decide what you do. If you don't want tests, you don't have to have them. You just have to show your progress, show that they're learning, show the growth. I would definitely recommend holding on to everything you do when you are homeschooling, so that way you have something to show at the end of the year and say like, okay, this is where they were at, this is what they did this year, this is where they've come from, and this is where they're at now, and just to show the growth. So we have a few binders that have all of our curriculum in it, and we're filling it up. While we are doing homeschool with my oldest, like I said earlier, we try and do it during nap time, because during the day, my younger two learning potty training. My youngest is potty training. My youngest is still learning new words. She has a vast vocabulary, but some of her pronunciation isn't as strong as it should be, so we're working with that. We're teaching table manners when we're at lunch, not to chew with our mouth open, not to talk unless if we're covering our mouth, so we're not showing people our food. We're learning behavior, emotions, and how to handle them. That's really big, especially for my 3-year-old. He has a lot of really big emotions, and sometimes he doesn't handle them in a manner that is okay. But because we're at home, it's a safe spot, and he can learn how to manage, how to deal with them, how to process them. Anyways, that is pretty much our homeschool routine. Once we've done our lessons for the day, and once the other kids get up from their nap, it's kind of like a free-for-all. They just get to play and have fun and learn through play, and then they get to help in the kitchen and just learn through doing life by watching the adults, by playing together. And honestly, that's what I believe. I think that that's how it should be. So if you have any questions about my homeschool routine, or more so the fact that I don't have a regular routine for each day, definitely ask me a question. I would love to get back to you. And if you are on your homeschool journey and curious of what you want to do, or if you want to do it, good luck to you. There are so many things you can do, and I think that that's just the step to go. If you feel led to homeschool, lean into that and don't be afraid to try it. I think that you are fully equipped to teach your kids. It's doable, and you would be surprised at the benefits that you get from it. So you'll learn a lot, and your kids will teach you. So I hope that you guys have a blessed day and enjoy spending time with your kids. Bye.